The other good news is our vaccination rates are continuing to go well. Another 21,712 vaccines were administered by Queensland Health yesterday, and that takes us up to 2 million so far. That 65.72% have had at least one dose and 46.74% are fully vaccinated. Now, don't forget, all of our hubs accept walk-ins. So if you have not had your vaccine, today is the day to go and get your vaccine. There's the weekend coming up, go and get your vaccine. It is very, very easy. And also, if you don't go to the vaccination hubs, go and see one of your local GPs, or of course the pharmacies are administering that as well. So that is fantastic news at the moment, but we do need to make sure that people in Brisbane, Logan, Gold Coast, Moreton Bay, Townsville and Palm Island continue to adhere to those stage 2 restrictions. We need people to keep getting tested. We need people to keep wearing this mask, and we need people to use that check-in app. Our contact tracers are doing an incredible job at the moment. What is making their job easier is the fact that people are continuing to use that check-in app. So that's great news. I'm going to hand over to Dr. Young.
Thank you, Premier. So yes, 3 new cases in Queensland today, one of them in hotel quarantine, acquired overseas in Egypt, so not a risk to the community. Then the other 2, one is a new cluster. So this is a gentleman who travels up and down from New South Wales, picking up animals and relocating them. So he was infectious in the community for a short time in the Gold Coast when he was picking up an animal there. He was contacted by New South Wales Health that he was a positive case, and New South Wales Health then has let us know. So he was in the Gold Coast on the 29th for a short period. So I don't think he's a risk. He's unrelated to any of other cases. Then the third case is another person who is closely linked to the heavy lift outbreak, the aviation cluster that we have. So he was at the offices from the 20th to the 24th when we know transmission was occurring in that office environment. So he is clearly linked. Then he went with his family down to the Gold Coast and stayed in Kirra, the iconic Kirra Beach Resort, for 4 days. And he was infectious during those 4 days. So it's important that anyone who's been in Kirra over that period, so those 4 days of concern are the 25th onwards, anyone who's been to the North Kirra Surf Life Saving Club, to Kirra Surf Club, to Time Zone, to some local cafes, to Woolworths at the Strand, will put out the specific times. But please, anyone who's been to any of those venues or anywhere in that part of the Gold Coast over the last week, if you've got any symptoms at all, now is the time that you really please come forward and get tested. So we'll just be working through all of that today with that gentleman.